Hey, it's Mike from Mike Jones Knife and Tool, and today I'm going to be playing with my whetstone. So here we have a bit of a modern take on an ancient technology. This is how they used to sharpen all kinds of stuff from swords and axes back in the medieval times. It's just a stone that would spin, and it sits in a little bit of water. So as it spins around, it keeps the stone and whatever tool you're sharpening, it keeps it wet and cool most of all, but also a little bit of lubrication. As we know, anything that's got a heat treat, like an axe or a knife or anything like that, as you're sharpening it, you create a lot of heat and that'll ruin your temper. So this avoids that. Here's what it consists of: 3rd horsepower electric engine. This is obviously a little homemade jobby that I was lucky enough to happen across. This is a gearbox. It reduces the speed. That guy spins too fast, and if it was going at the speed that spins, it would just spray water at you constantly. So this slows it down. Belt drive up to the stone itself. Now I've only played with this a couple of times, so I'm no expert for sure. So don't take this as a tutorial. Maybe just as some entertainment, maybe for those of you who know more than me. Here's what we're going to be working on. It's old axe. Obviously, this thing has not been taken care of very well. A couple of mishits there. I believe it's just the original, and I think it's a commercial handle, mostly because of the round step wedges that you see focused. There we go. And also the paint. This thing's covered in red paint. It's on the top. You can see remnants of the paint on the top of the handle as well, which wouldn't happen if this thing had been rehandled before. So nothing special really as far as the axe itself goes. I'm not going to do a full restoration on this thing. I've got plenty of other axe heads that need to be rehandled before this one, so I'm just going to clean this one up, and maybe we'll wait until the handle itself breaks before we go any farther. But for now, it just needs to be sharpened so we can keep using it. So the wheel's got this a tool rest here, basically, and I guess it's designed to run whatever you're sharpening on it so you can stabilize. I find I like better freehanding it up on top. 2 reasons. One, I find I can feel the edge. I can feel the bevel a lot more accurately that way. And 2, when you're down here, all this water that's building up tends to spill onto your hands and onto your pants, and you lose it. And so for those reasons, I find it's easier to just hang out up on top there. You can see how much water builds up in front of the blade there. You can imagine that just pours down the face of your axe and into your lap. So this guy's got a bunch of chips in the front of it. I don't know if you can tell. So I'm going to be here a while. And there you go. So a couple of things I forgot to mention. Other good reasons for having the water is that it washes away all the tiny filings that are slowly coming off of your steel. And also the wheel is slowly, very slowly wearing itself down. The way that they work is they're just a compressed pack of millions and millions of grits, and as one little sharp abrasive grit gets worn and dull, it removes itself, and so it's like a self-sharpening system. It pops out and makes way for the next one that's sharp. So that's why your wheels, you'll notice your grinding wheels will really slowly eventually wear down, but they never get dull. They're always still sharp. So it always washes away all that little bit of grit. It makes a slurry. You'll notice a slurry of the grit and filings in front of your blade in the water, and that's what that all is. So we got her all cleaned up. It took a little bit of effort to get all that damage and the chip out of the front there. You want to constantly be keeping it moving just so you have a consistent profile. You don't just wear one spot down more than another. And also, because this is round, if you leave it in one spot, you will actually get a concave sort of grind in your bevel, and which is the opposite that you want for an axe. You want kind of a convex. You want that kind of a shape, not a concave, but a convex sort of shape, just for strength, because this is such a striking tool. It just makes more sense to have a little bit of beef behind your cutting edge. So always keep it moving, and the wheel will do the rest of the work for you. And don't push down too hard either. Just let the weight of the axe kind of sitting on the stone. That's all that it needs. If you push down too hard, this thing will actually just bind up really easily, which is a safety precaution so you don't wreck your motor. But just want to just kind of let it sit nice and easy, and she'll grind away at beauty. Something came to mind while I was grinding away on this thing on the whetstone there. It was why bother, you know? Couldn't you just put this thing on a belt grinder and dunk it in water when it gets too hot, and probably take about half the time? And sure, and I've done it and it works. But you know, grinding away on a whetstone like that, it's pretty therapeutic. You know, it's like staring at the ocean. You can do it forever and just let your mind wander, and I think it's probably good for you. And it's the same reason to own an axe anyway. I mean, we have chainsaws and wood splitters and everything. Why bother with a hand tool like this, sort of archaic technology, when you've got all these other things at your fingertips? But it's for all the same reasons. You know, it hits on all the same notes. It's enjoyable. And if you can't understand that, I'm not going to be able to explain it to you in a YouTube video, but there's something to it, and